everyone, it's Jen here at A Bit Better Yoga. Today we have a power flow for you, and we've got an awesome playlist if you want some tunes to go with your yoga. So find me on Spotify or Apple Music and check out the playlist that I have for this practice. Cue it up and we'll get started. I'll let you know exactly when to hit play. So let's get right into power flow today. Okay, everybody, hit play on that playlist if you're using music with your yoga today. And then set the phone or your playing device aside. We're going to get started today lying down. So just find a nice comfortable place to lie down on your mat. Legs are outstretched and just let the feet flop out. Maybe one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Relax the shoulder blades into the mat. Allow the face to be soft and the body to feel heavy. Feel the breath move through your abdomen and chest, lifting the hands to the sky with each inhale. Then as you exhale, just settle in. Let's start with a full body stretch. So taking the hands over the head, bring those feet in a bit closer together and just get really long from fingertips to toes. And slowly and mindfully roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae until you're seated. Make your way in time to find a standing position at the top of the mat. I'm going to find a nice Tadasana, mountain pose at the top of the mat. So the feet are hip width apart, maybe closer together, and really ground down through all four corners of the feet. I'm going to start with some sun salutations. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. And on an inhale, reach the hands to the sky. Look up to those thumbs. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Inhale, spine and crown of head reach long. Exhale, fold back in. On your inhale, come on up with a nice flat back as the palms reach skyward. Do that 2 more times, right back into your forward fold, hinging at the hips. Nice long inhale to reach the spine and crown of head long. Exhale, fold in with length. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Try to make your breath match your movement here. Inhale to come up halfway with the torso. Exhale fully to fold back in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to add on a bit here. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, find a little bit more length through the back of the body. Exhale, plant the hands on the earth and step back to a plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale for your up dog. Exhale for your downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. This is sun salutation A. So if in those chaturangas, those yogi push-ups, you want to drop to your knees, that is wonderful. It's a great modification. And instead of up dog, you can do a cobra pose, which is with the thighs on the mat and just lifting the chest forward. Options. Forward between the thumbs and step or hop to the top of the mat, finding your halfway lift, fold back in. Rise up, look up to those thumbs. We're going to do that 2 more times. So find those variations and modifications that work for you. Come on up halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your plank pose. You can drop the knees here if you'd like, or lower down to your half push-up. Inhale, cobra pose with the thighs on the mat, or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Lifting those hips high to the sky. Letting the heels fall towards the mat, but don't worry if they don't touch. The hamstrings are tight. You can bend the knees here. Shoulders away from the ears. This is supposed to be a resting pose. The end of your 5th breath, you're going to look forward between the thumbs and take nice big steps, or you can hop to the top of the mat. Immediately find that halfway lift and fold back in. On an inhale, take a nice big rise up to the sky. Look at those thumbs. And let's do that one more time. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to a plank pose. Chaturanga push-up here. Knees can be down. Inhale for your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Maybe each time you exhale, you firm the low belly, that area right around your belly button. Firm that just a bit more. Find a little bit more space in the hip area there as those hips rise to the sky. The base of your last exhale, look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Finding your forward fold, halfway lift, and then fold in. Come on up. Look to those thumbs. And then on an exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take the hands to the hips and hop those feet out hip width distance apart. Little back bend here before you hinge at the hips and fold. Drop the fingertips towards the earth, or maybe you make peace fingers with those hands and reach around the big toes. Come up halfway, get a little long in the spine, and then fold back in, elbows out to the sides. Nice release here for the hamstrings. Great way to warm up the body and prepare for some more sun salutations. Really exhale out all of the air. Take the hands to the hips and come on up with a flat back. Rise up. So yes, sun salutation B. Hop those feet back in together. And we're going to speed up a little bit. Yeah, reach those hands up to the sky. Fold forward at the hips. Halfway lift with the spine. Plant the hands and step back to a plank pose immediately into your chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, step the right foot between the hands, ground the left foot down 45 degrees, warrior 1. Come right back down and exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, warrior 1. Reach up. Come right back down on a long exhale, lower through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Settle in for 5 breaths. So 1 breath, 1 movement here. With each inhale, your body moves in one direction. With each exhale, you're moving through the next pose. Tying the breath to the movement is the essence of a vinyasa practice. So if you want to move faster, quicken the breath. If you want to move slower, try to lengthen out those inhales and exhales. Forward between the thumbs, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, fold back in. Inhale to rise up. Skipping the chair poses in this sun salutation B, lucky you. Plant the fingertips on the earth. Step or hop back to your chaturanga, right into it. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward, warrior one on the right leg. Exhale, float back through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, warrior one. Come right back down to frame that foot. Step it back into your chaturanga. Back bend. Exhale, 5 breaths, downward facing dog. Use these down dogs as time to resettle. Find your breath. Firm up that low belly, look forward. Step or float to the top of the mat. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in with length. Inhale, rise up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back, chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward and rise up, warrior one. This time let's take our hands behind our low back, interlace the fingers, and press the fists away from your low back, look up, and then fold forward. Right shoulder inside of the right knee, humble warrior here. And release the left hand to the earth. Reach the right arm up to the sky for a high lunge twist. And just circle that shoulder, circle that hand and shoulder around 3 times or so. It's getting some nice movement into the shoulder joint here. At the end of your last circle, take that right hand to the inside of the right foot. Pop the right foot off of the mat. Find a little strength through the abdomen and then step that right foot back, reaching it out long, or maybe opening up the hips, right hip on top of left. Let's do the other side. So take that left foot forward, rise up for your warrior one. That back foot is at 45 degrees. Then take the hands behind your low back, maybe the opposite fingers on top as you interlace, and fold forward. Left shoulder inside of the left knee, bowing to the earth, getting a nice stretch through the chest, feeling strong in the legs. Then release the grasp that you have with the hands, taking that right hand down to the inside of the left foot, reaching the left hand up to the sky. And then finding some movement through that shoulder by circling the arm around, nice big circles here, 3 or 4 times. And then at the end of that last circle, you're going to want to take that left hand to the inside of the left foot. Press into the hands and see if you can pop that left foot off of the mat. Engage the abs, kick that left foot back, maybe open up the hips, stacking left foot on top of the right. Then place the left foot down. Shift forward to plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Find some nice breaths here. Reset. Forward between the thumbs. Step or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold back in. Rise up and look up. Now we're going to do those chair poses that I know you missed so much. So press into the feet. Sink the hips back. Knees tracking over the toes. And we're going to play with our feet here. So 2 times on each side. We're going to lift the right heel up. Place it down. Left heel up and down. Right heel, left heel. Now let's lift our toes up. So right toes just a millimeter, left toes. Right toes lift, left toes lift. We're still in that chair pose, right? Right foot lifts, left foot lifts. Right foot lifts. Just lift that left foot. Now lift that right foot up. Keeping the left knee bent, see if you can find a modified warrior 3. So we're sending that right heel back slowly behind us. Trying to get our torso about parallel to the earth. But that left knee is strongly bent, so a real challenge here for our legs and the strength in our legs. Plant those fingertips on the earth and send the right toes skyward for a standing split. And then float the right toes to the back of the mat, finding a nice long lunge, keeping the fingertips grounded. Just get really long from the heel of that right foot through the collarbones. Drop the back knee down. Shift the hips back and find a half split. So the left toes pop towards the face. Walk yourself to the long edge of the mat, planting that right hand down to the outside of the right knee. See if you can't find your kneeling side plank or a full side plank here. Left arm reaches to the sky. And then cross that left arm underneath your oblique. Reach it back up. So staying in your side plank, cross that left arm underneath and then reach it back up. One more time. This is hard. Reach it back up. Then plant that left hand down alongside of the right, finding your plank pose to the back of the mat. Lower down chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Nice big breaths in here. Good job. Look forward between the hands, step or float to the top of the mat, halfway lift, fold back in. Reach up and look up. Bring those hands to heart center. Let's do that on the other side, starting with those chair poses again. So let's drop those hips, knees over the toes, and then lift the left heel off of the mat. Yeah, then the right heel. Lift the left heel, and then the right heel. Keeping those hips nice and stable. Lift the left toes, then the right toes. Left toes, right toes. Left foot, right foot. Trying to stay stable through the torso. Left foot lifts, right foot lifts. Then lift that left foot, keeping the right knee bent. See if you can send that left foot to the back of the mat, finding your warrior three, a modified warrior three. So that right knee is bent, the torso's roughly parallel to the mat here. Don't forget to breathe. Drop those left toes to the back of the mat. Reach the fingertips forward. See if you can find that nice long lunge here. Get nice and long through the spine and through the back of that leg. Then drop that left knee down and shift the weight back, finding a half split. So the right toes come towards the face. Then walk yourself towards the long edge of the mat, finding a kneeling side plank. So the right palm presses into the mat. Left hand reaches up. You can stay kneeling or find a full side plank here. Really use those obliques to stay stable as you reach under the right oblique. Lift the left hand back up. Reach under and then reach back up. Keep lifting those hips. Reach that left hand underneath you, wrap it around, and reach back up to the sky. And then take that right hand alongside of the left. Find your plank pose. Shift it forward, lower down to chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Couple breaths. Good work. Lift the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee and stack the right hip on top of the left. Maybe you even flip over for a flip dog. Right foot rests on the floor behind you. Right arm reaches overhead, lifting those hips. If you're in your flip dog, flip back over, finding that right leg extended, three-legged dog. Then step the right foot between the hands. Ground that left foot down 90 degrees and windmill up, warrior two. So sink the hips. Right knees tracking over the right toes. Reverse your warrior, reaching back with the right hand. Flowing through to your side angle pose. Reach the left arm straight up. Nice extension here. Press through the knife edge of that left foot. And straighten the right leg up and find your reverse triangle. So both legs are straight. Right arm reaches back. Setting up for triangle pose. So reach the right arm forward, forward, forward. And once you can't reach forward anymore, just drop the right hand down. Left arm reaches to the sky. If you want to challenge your abs, lift that right arm straight out in front of you. Bicep is by the ear. Windmill both hands down inside of the right foot. Just kind of set up here. See if you can pop the right foot off the mat. Knee to nose, knee to left tricep. Kick the right foot back. Place the foot down. Let's do the other side. So lift the left foot high to the sky. Bend the knee, stack the hips on top of each other. Maybe you flip your dog. Left foot comes to the floor outside of your mat. Right arm reaches overhead. Left arm reaches overhead. If you flipped your dog, come back. Three-legged dog, left leg reaches high. Step the left foot between the hands. Ground the right foot down, setting up for your warrior two. Come on up. Sink those hips down. Pressing in through the feet. Reverse your warrior. Left hand reaches backwards, long through the sides of the waist. Flow through to your side angle. Reaching that right arm right up to the sky. And strong through those legs. Then straighten that left leg up as you rise back up with the torso. Finding your reverse triangle. So the left hand reaches back, getting long through the side of the waist again, setting up for your triangle. Reach the left hand forward, forward, forward. Then drop the left hand down, right arm reaches to the sky. Press strongly through the feet, and if you want to challenge the abdominals, lift that right arm so it reaches straight out, bicep is by the ear. Really firm up those abdominals here to keep nice and stable. And then windmill those hands down to the inside of the left foot. See if you can pop that left foot off of the earth. And then bring the knee to the nose. Bring the left knee to the right tricep. Kick it back for a three-legged dog. Rest the foot back down, downward facing dog. Look forward between the hands. Settle into your down dog. Now look forward between the hands and step or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold back in. Look up as you rise up. Gaze to the thumbs. Hands to heart center. That's vinyasa. Reach up, look up. Fold at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or float back through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reach those right toes to the sky. Bend the right knee and stack the right hip on top of the left. Preparing to shift forward, we're going to bring that right knee slowly, slowly, slowly to the right tricep. And then to the nose. And then take it over to the left tricep for a twist. Kick that right foot out for a fallen triangle. So the right leg is straight. Left arm is reaching straight up to the sky. Lift those hips. Maybe you reach the left arm overhead by the ear. Drop the hands to the earth and then drop the hips to the earth. So we find a nice wide-legged seat here. Take the left arm down by the left calf. Reach the right arm over for a nice side stretch, just reaching towards those left toes. And then reverse the movement, taking the right hand down to the inside of the right calf. Left arm reaches over the ear, side stretch. And then come through center. Find a nice forward fold. Release for the low back. Good stretch for the hamstrings. Rise back up to sit. Now we got to find our way out of this mess. So plant the hands parallel to the top of the mat and see if you can press into the feet to lift the hips. Come back with the knee to the nose, knee to the right tricep, and then kick it back. Right leg high. Downward facing dog. Lift the left toes up to the sky. Bend the knee and stack the left hip on top of the right, really opening up. Preparing to shift forward slowly and mindfully, bring that left knee forward to the left tricep. And then shift that knee forward to the nose. And then shift that knee to the right tricep. Kick the left foot out. Reach that arm up to the sky for a fallen triangle. So the right arm is reaching. Maybe that right arm even reaches overhead, bicep by the ear. Then place those hands down so you can sit the hips down for a wide-legged forward fold. Reach over that right leg, reaching over with the left hand. Maybe you can even grab the toes this time, deepening the stretch. Keep rolling that top shoulder back and grounding down through that left hip. So keeping that nice and grounded to the earth. Really maximize the stretch through the side of the waist. And come up through center and just find your way to the other side. Recenter those hips. And then take the left forearm to the inside of the left calf. Rather than closing off of the shoulders, really open up through the collarbones as you reach that right hand over and see if you can find those left toes. It's more important to stay open through the chest here, though, than to grab the foot. Breathe wherever you are. You should feel expansion through the sides of the waist. And then slowly just come through center, however you choose to get there. Now a nice release for the back. Maybe the fingertips reach a little bit further forward than they did the last time we did this. Maybe even reach for the feet, whatever. Play with what feels good for you. And then roll back up to sit. We have to make our way out of this mess. So plant the hands on the earth. Press into the feet so that you can lift the hips up, back to kind of your fallen triangle here. Then unwind. Left knee to the right tricep, to the left tricep, and then kick it back. Yeah, just playing with some plank variations here. Downward facing dog. Shift forward slowly, plank pose, and then lower all the way to your belly. Take the hands out wider than the mat. Really plant the palms into the earth. Or maybe you tent those fingertips as you press into the fingertips or palms up to a high cobra. Hips are pressing into the mat. Lower down. Let's use our breath here. So the elbows are high. Inhale, press yourself up to a high cobra. Tops of feet and thighs press into the mat. Shoulders roll away from the ears. On an exhale, you're lowering down, keeping those elbows nice and high, shoulders relaxed. Find an inhale to press up for one more time, highest cobra yet, feeling long through the low back, beautiful high cobra. Keep breathing, and on an exhale, lower down. Make a pillow for your forehead. Rest the head in the hands. Then kick those heels towards the bum and windshield wiper the feet from side to side, just letting a little release for the low back. When you're ready, resettle those feet back out long behind you. We're going to press ourselves back to sit on our shins, so however you choose to get there. Bring those toes in nice and close. Sit back on the heels. Refind your breath and just recenter. Fix your mascara. And then shift off to one side and take those feet forward. Going to find a forward fold. So you might want to scooch a little bit more towards the center of your mat or even towards the top of your mat here. Then find your place on your tailbone. Reach the hands up to the sky. Flex the feet to the face as you fold. So folding over those legs. Find length through the spine here. Maybe an inhale makes you find length through the crown of the head, and an exhale allows you to fold in a bit deeper. Doesn't matter if you're grabbing the feet, the ankles, the calves, it's all relative. Just getting a nice release for the back of the body. Now let's have some fun. So bend the knees, shifting those hips a little closer to the heels. See if you can take those peace fingers and wrap them around an okay symbol, right? It's okay. Grab the big toes. And then fold back in. This isn't the fun part yet, guys. So the knees can be super bent here as you fold. You want to keep a hold of those big toes. And even for those of us who are straight, let's rebend the knees and balance on our tailbone, keeping hold of those toes. What? Now see if you can straighten one leg and sort of straighten the other, finding your balance. Maybe you rock back to your shoulder blades and touch those toes overhead. Now here's the trick. Roll back up to your balance. Whoa. Roll back to the shoulder blades. Maybe the toes touch overhead. And then roll back up, finding your balance. Use those abdominals. One more time. Roll back to the shoulder blades. Now we're going to roll up to our balance. And then maybe we flop it forward, refinding our fold. Be gentle with your body here and have fun. That's all it's about. Walk yourself up, right, and then bring those feet in nice and close together. We're going to find our way to our backs, but use our abs while we do. So, how do we do that? We go slow. Bring those hands out in front of you, and then slowly but surely, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll down to your back. Feel those abs working, pause and breathe, and work just a little bit more. As the shoulder blades hit the earth, reach the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Long from the fingertips to the toes. You can bring those knees in towards the chest. Finding a little rock and roll on your low back, or maybe a happy baby pose where you grab the outsides of the feet with your hands. Whatever last movement here feels good for you. So a lot of times for me that's happy baby, but something else might be calling your name. Just movement that your body's craving. Continue to move in a way that feels good as long as you'd like. Or maybe with me, you now find your way to your final resting pose, Shavasana. Feeling heavy into the earth. Let the feet just flop out. Let the gaze be soft, maybe the eyes are closed. Let go of any attachment that you might have to the practice. And to your breath. Just let go here. And just be here. When you're ready, find some small movements in the body. Make your way up to sit. Just take your time. Thanks for joining me today. Hope to see you next time on the mat here at A Bit Better Yoga. Have a great day.